You were told a simple story: work hard, be humble, stay loyal, don't complain, and success will follow. But here's the truth nobody ever explained: hard work was never designed to make you rich, it was designed to make you useful. Useful to companies, useful to systems, useful to everyone except yourself. Because the moment you stop believing hard work is the path, you stop being predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. So today, let's talk about the story you inherited and the truth you were never supposed to see. Chapter 1: Hard work was never the real engine of wealth. Look around you. The hardest working people in society: teachers, nurses, construction workers, factory staff, service employees, are almost always the least wealthy. Meanwhile, entrepreneurs, investors, business owners, capital allocators are rarely the hardest workers, yet they earn the most. The system isn't broken, it's functioning exactly as designed. Because wealth has never been about effort, it's about leverage, ownership, positioning, and power. But they couldn't tell you that. Because if everyone understood leverage, the system would collapse. So instead, they sold you a moral story: work hard, good things will happen. Not because it's true, but because it keeps the machine running. And this lie didn't start in adulthood, it started much earlier. Chapter 2: The childhood programming that made you obedient. Think back to when you were young. You were rewarded for sitting still, following rules, not questioning authority, completing tasks, and doing what you're told. This wasn't education, this was conditioning. They trained you to be consistent, quiet, compliant, efficient, and replaceable. School didn't prepare you to be wealthy, it prepared you to perform predictable labor for someone else's wealth. You weren't taught how money works, how leverage works, how ownership works, how negotiation works, how income grows, and how systems extract value. Because people who understand those things, they don't just work hard. They build, they negotiate, they walk away, they disrupt. And obedient workers are the opposite of disruptive. But they didn't stop at obedience. They installed something even more powerful. Chapter 3: The belief that keeps most people poor. The lie isn't just that hard work creates wealth. The deeper lie is this: if you're struggling financially, it's your fault. This belief achieves two goals. One, it stops you from questioning the system. Instead of asking why wages stagnate, you blame yourself for not working hard enough. Two, it keeps you silent. People who think they're the problem never rebel, never negotiate, never demand fairness. But here's the truth: you're not underpaid because you're lazy. You're underpaid because the system was designed to value your compliance more than your contribution. And the more you obey, the less you earn. Meanwhile, the wealthy were trained in the opposite direction. Chapter 4: Why the Rich Ignore the Hard Work Narrative. Wealthy families don't raise their children to work harder. They raise them to own assets, delegate tasks, build leverage, understand systems, negotiate aggressively, seek upside, not approval, and question everything. Rich kids grow up learning your value is not in your labor, your value is in the power you control. They don't tie identity to effort, they tie identity to results, strategy, and positioning. That's why wealthy people can be average workers and still accumulate wealth. They play a completely different game. Hard work is noble, but nobility doesn't create financial freedom. Systems do. But here's the twist: hard work does create wealth, just not for you. Chapter 5: The System That Profits When You Work Harder. Every framework around you benefits from one thing: your effort. Your employer profits when you stay late. Your government profits when you stay employed. Your society praises you for sacrificing your time. But what do you gain? A raise that barely beats inflation, a title with no power, a salary that traps you in survival, a lifestyle that keeps you too tired to question anything. Hard work was never meant to unlock wealth. It was meant to sustain the system. They don't want you wealthy. They want you reliable, they want you grateful, they want you obedient. Because the moment you stop believing in hard work as the path to wealth, you become uncontrollable. And that's dangerous. Not to you, but to them. So, what actually makes you wealthy? Chapter 6: The truth they never wanted you to learn. Wealth has always come from ownership, not effort; leverage, not labor; negotiation, not obedience; skill stacking, not clock punching; value creation, not value sacrifice; identity, not insecurity. The moment you stop worshipping hard work, your financial life transforms. You start asking better questions. How can I increase leverage? Why am I selling my time instead of my value? What can I own instead of perform? Why am I afraid to ask for more? Who benefits from my loyalty? And the answers will reveal the truth. You were never meant to stay at the same level. You were only meant to believe that you should. Final truth: hard work builds character, but it doesn't build wealth. You weren't lied to because you were weak. You were lied to because you were valuable. Your time, your effort, your attention are the fuel the system runs on. But the moment you see the game clearly, you stop playing it blindly. If you want to understand why most people stay stuck, how identity shapes income, how to break financial conditioning, and how to shift from effort to leverage, you can get the Money Mirror Playbook. Link in the description. Because once you understand the truth about wealth, you stop working harder, you start working wiser, and everything changes. The mirror never lies. The question is, will you keep believing the story they gave you, or finally see the story you were meant to live?